Ontology value equivalent to $0.937 a coin. The present exchanged cost range to between 911 and between 960. The earlier day close on 29.54. The change was 0.17, so 58%. Reverse rate, US to ONT. Ontology figure for August 2024. Before all else cost at $240. Excessive costs $1.669, while low costs $240. The arrived at the midpoint of costs $2,411. Ontology cost figure toward the month's ends on 24.94. Change for August 11.3%. Ontology cost expectation for September 2024. Before all else cost at $24.94. Excessive costs $96, while low costs $24.94. The arrived at the midpoint of costs $1.744. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's end $893. Change for September 16%. Ontology conjecture for October 2024. At the outset cost at $1893. Excessive costs $305.91, while low costs $1893. The arrived at the midpoint of costs $183. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's ends $356. Change for October 16%. Ontology cost expectation for November 2024. Initially cost at $356. Excessive costs $734, while low costs $246. The arrived at the midpoint of costs $457. Ontology cost figure toward the month's ends $490. Change for November 40%. Ontology figure for December 2024. Initially cost at $490. Excessive costs on $43.31, while low costs $490. The arrived at the midpoint of costs $840. Ontology cost figure toward the month's ends $1448. Change for December 16%. Ontology cost expectation for January 2025. First and foremost cost at $48. Exorbitant costs $45.30, while low costs $9.38. The found the middle value of cost $41.88. Ontology cost estimate toward the month's ends $14,234. Change for January 6%. Ontology estimate for February 2025. First and foremost cost at $234. Exorbitant costs of $2 while low costs at $14,234. The found the middle value of costs at $14,659. Ontology cost gauge toward the month's ends of $4,911. Change for February 16%. Ontology cost expectation for Walk 2025. In the first place, cost at $14,911. Exorbitant costs at $58.45, while low costs on $14,911. The found the middle value of costs on $5,283. Ontology cost estimate toward the month's ends of $463. Change for spring 11.2%. Ontology estimate for April 2025. First and foremost cost at $463. Exorbitant cost $6,080, while low cost of $284. The found the middle value of cost of $627. Ontology cost estimate toward the month's ends of $682. Change for April 4%. Ontology cost expectation for May 2025. At the outset cost at $682. Excessive cost $6,161, while low costs of $355. The arrived at the midpoint of cost of $739. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's ends $758. Change for May 3%. Ontology estimate for June 2025. First and foremost cost at $758. Exorbitant cost $16,286, while low costs at $18,464. The found the middle value of cost of $5,846. Ontology cost gauge toward the month's ends on $5,875. Change for June 2%. Ontology cost expectation for July 2025. To start with cost at $5,875. Exorbitant costs $63.75, while low costs are $541. The found the middle value of costs at $59.37. Ontology cost gauge toward the month's ends at $59.58. Change for July 4%. Ontology gauge for August 2025. To start with cost at $5.9 at $58. Exorbitant cost 0.6381, while low costs are 5.547. They found the middle value of cost for 5.9 and 63. Ontology cost gauge toward the months ends at 5.9 and 64, change for August 0.1%. Ontology cost expectation for September 2025. At the outset, cost at $5.9 and $64. Excessive costs $64 and $40, while low costs $5.98. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.6005. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's end for 6019. Change for September's on 9%. Ontology conjecture for October 2025. At the outset, cost at $6,019. Excessive cost 0.74 and 71, while low cost 0.6019. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 16,623. Ontology cost estimate toward the month's ends on 69 and 82. Change for October 16%. Ontology cost expectation for November 2025. In the first place, cost at $69 and $82. Exorbitant costs 0.8666, while low cost 0.16 and 82. They found the middle value of cost 0.17682. Ontology cost estimate toward the month's ends 99. Change for November 16%. Ontology estimate for December 2025. First and foremost, cost at $18.99. Exorbitant cost 0.99, while low cost 0.637. They found the middle value of cost 0.7332. Ontology cost estimate toward the month's ends 16803. Change for December 16%. Ontology cost expectation for January 2026. Before all else, cost at $803. Excessive costs $3, while low costs are $315. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.6159. Ontology cost figure toward the month's ends at 715. Change for January 16%. Ontology figure for February 2026. Before all else, cost at $715. Excessive costs are $6,088, while low costs are $5,292. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of $5,696. Ontology cost figure toward the month's ends in $5,690. Change for February's at 4%. Ontology cost expectation for Walk 2026. At the outset, cost at $5,690. Excessive costs are $5,060.90, while low costs are $4,853. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of $5,363. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's ends of 502 and 18. Change for spring 3%. Ontology conjecture for April 2026. At the outset, cost at $592 and $18. Excessive costs on $502 and 18, while low costs are $4,359. They arrived at the midpoint of costs 0.8 and 71. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's ends of 1